Anytime. There we go. Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to another setting of Living World of Darkness. This time, it's another episode of Rage Across New York as well, not the newest member of the Sept, but at least the newest child of Gaia. He's trying to meet people. He's heard that the person he's looking for seems to, hang around the sheep meadow, which arranges him as some tribe mates over there. And so he'll leave the training grounds where he normally spends most of his days, all of his days, and he'll come. He heard she's a lupus too, so he'll be in lupus, approaching the sheep meadows, looking for Kailani.
Kailani, oh, hey, there we go. Kailani will be, she will be in her Hamid form. She has a little spiral-bound notebook and what look like crayons, colored crayons, and she seems to be trying to decide which one she wants to use.
So yeah, he'll come as a lupus. Come slowly. He'll stop in front of her. Hello.
Oh, hello, Simon.
And he'll look around, like kind of observe that she's in Hamid. Which form would you be more comfortable with me taking?
Whichever is most comfortable for you, I guess. I mean, I spend a lot of time in Hamid. All of my packmates are Hamids, and I lived with Hamids for a year after my first change. Well, Hamid kin.
And he'll kind of nod, which is kind of weird for a wolf, but he'll say, "Oh, okay. I mean, I know you're lupus, so I came in lupus, but..." And then he'll just relax into Hamid.
I appreciate the consideration. And she'll hold a handful of crayons out for him. Tell me, which one of these do you think best matches the color of that tree?
And he'll look. And he'll take some time observing the tree.
He'll probably notice these are not all crayons that match the colors of that tree exactly. There's a couple blue, some red, some purple, a brown, maybe a black.
There's no green or something that matches the tree.
Oh, there's probably a couple green ones in there.
Anyway, how green is the tree looking right now?
Well, let's see. We're getting into August, so it would probably look pretty green.
Okay, look at the greens. I mean, there doesn't seem to be anything that really represents that color, but maybe this one is the closest thing you can get, and he'll find take out the green.
All right.
Are you learning how to draw? Well, are you drawing?
Sort of. I'm trying to get some pictures, and also I like coloring, but well, um, I only see what colors did they tell me? Blue and yellow. I don't see green or red.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear. It's and health mal. Seeing all the colors, I guess it's. I mean, there's some beautiful greens out there, beautiful reds. And he'll think, and goes, so wait, you don't see red, but you see blue. So what happens to purple?
Um, I I see the purples that have more blue than red.
And he'll nod. Yeah. Um. Anyways, I came here because, well, we haven't gotten to talk much.
No, we haven't. Not really.
Yeah, and well, there's two others that are newer than me, but I'm still kind of new around here. So I'm trying to meet people, like, especially your pack.
Ah, yes, we were talking about you the other day.
Oh, you were?
Yes, Chloe was asking what we thought of you.
Okay, nod. And small. Yeah, I have something in common with Harry's redeeming daughter, Raya. It's not something good, but something that approaches us, I guess you could say.
I see. Is that why you're so formal?
And he'll smile. I mean, I tend to be more formal when I first meet people. That changes quite quickly, and he giggles, like chuckles.
The administrators, at least as long as I've been with them, um, don't really stand on formality and ceremonial titles.
I tend to be formal. I was brought up. I was brought up in a get. Except actually, I was born a get. And if you don't show proper respect, uh, well, you get punished.
I can see how that would be instrumental in forming your opinions on formality.
Oh, but I mean, as much as I'm formal and I've been brought up to be formal, it's refreshing to see people that don't take it so seriously. I mean, traditions are still traditions, but it's good to see people like your pack.
We're like family, you know?
That's, at least in my opinion, that's what a pack is supposed to be. When I
I think
join a
so
pack,
too.
I want to feel them. I want to feel that they can be family before I even join the pack. I don't want I don't want them to feel like family because we're a pack. We're a pack because we're family, not the other way around.
Yes, that, well, I understand that feeling, but sometimes things don't work that way, you know? Sometimes you join a pack and it becomes your family.
It does happen, but I feel like things. I mean, I don't think I'll go to whichever pack asks me first, unless I get desperate. I want a pack that I choose and that accepts me because of who I am, because they know they can trust me. I don't want a pack that will accept me just because I asked.
I don't think you'll have that problem.
Yeah, sure, look around. Yeah, I think from what I've seen, most packs wouldn't do that. But still, I'm just saying, yeah, ideologically, and I'll try my best at that. I want a pack that feels like family before I join them. I want a pack that I trust before I join them, and that trusts me back before I join them.
So, have you given thought to who you trust?
I'm pretty sure I won't be joining the out of character. What's the one with Shelby and like Torna in it and stuff?
Oh, I want to say it's the hunters.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's it. Because I really don't think I'll be joining the hunters as much as I. Well, I've talked to Tame of Dragons Raya. I seem to get along with him, but Hunter's main, she's well, she's a get. I used to be a get, and she judges me for it. She doesn't
Ah,
get that I became a child of Gaia by choice.
I I can't say I'm terribly surprised that other get would snub you for that choice or think poorly of you.
No, most of my set back home, most of my family thinks I'm not fit to be a get.
Well,
I couldn't really care,
no
I think, but
offense,
if I'm going to
but
join the pack, I can't have someone that doesn't understand that becoming a child of Gaia was my choice.
no offense intended, and without knowing the circumstances. But if you were fit to be a get, you wouldn't have joined the Children of Gaia. If you join the Children of Gaia, then that's where you're meant to be.
don't take it in, like thinking about what she said. I mean, maybe. I mean, I'm an Arun, and I've proven even in this set that I can fight.
But
That being
there's more to
said,
being in a room than fighting.
eh, that being said, I mean, yes, being in Rune is, well, it's obvious that I should know how to fight because I'm a Rune. But being in a Rune, even being a cat, is more than just knowing how to fight. And maybe I was supposed to be a child of Gaia from the very beginning. But I, even if they think that I'm not fit to become a get, I want people, well, at least my pack. I want my pack to understand that becoming a child of Gaia was something I chose because, as much as there are many great things about my home, about my birth tribe, there are strong, passionate warriors that never give up. There are great generals, but there are things in their ways that I don't agree with, and I had to learn that the hard way.
Years ago, I knew a get who married a kin who was also the, and the words of tale singers painted her to be as fierce a warrior as any full Garo. But she wasn't entirely faithful to Knight.
You're getting a bit robotic, by the way.
Is this better?
Yeah, that's better.
But she wasn't entirely faithful to her mate. And she through her actions spurned the blessings that the spirits had given upon her marriage. I don't know why she did what she did. I don't know if it has anything to do with how your tribe is or not, but I'm not entirely comfortable with the events that followed regarding her. I can see as much as I am fond of Eric and as close as I was to Olaf, why someone would choose to join a different tribe if they were born into the camp.
Real things.
If you ask, oh, please go ahead.
I joined, well, I joined the Child of Gaia because the harsh punishments, the way of the get got, what he'll think, well, not only the way of the way of the get and the way they hold on to their anger back home. Because of that anger, it got another a Gary killed, and my brother joined the Black Sparrow Dancers, all because of one stupid action that wasn't, well, wasn't that bad in the first place. All because a cub had taken one piece of food before a Foston would get to it.
It is in line with the litany, even if it is harsh.
Yeah, and he'll nod. I mean, I get that he should have waited. It's the way of our it's the way of our people, and the first higher in rank get to eat first. But she beat him senseless. I tried to stop her, and stuff happened. In the end, she died, and because of actions that led up to that followed that, my brother joined the joined the worm.
And so you joined the Children of Gaia.
Until nod. I I joined the tribe that tried to make peace with that, or at least one of the tribes that tried to hold their anger back. I mean, we're Garou, we have rage. Whether we are, there will be fights. We'll fight amongst ourselves. But if we're going to fight, it needs to be for a good reason. And it needs to be reasons like this. I don't want. I am completely against tribes fighting, entire tribes completely fighting other tribes. It serves nothing but it serves no one but the worm.
That sounds something like a stargazer might say.
So that sounds what? I didn't get that out of character.
And that sounds like something a stargazer might say. Back
Yeah.
home, one of my elders said of your tribe that you feel a rage stronger than the rest of us do, and you mistake it for instinct. But because of that, when you fight the worm cowers in fear. As if in your presence, it has seen what it has become. But the wars you fight serve no purpose to the nation.
I'm not. Yeah. I mean, till that day, till that happened, the question hadn't even crossed my mind. I was going to be a cat. And I saw nothing wrong with our violent ways. I didn't see that. I was blind to the fact that fighting entire other tribes only served the world and didn't serve the nation.
You are uniquely suited to learn the middle way, if you would like.
It helps smile. Yeah, I mean, I'm still young. I wasn't, it wasn't that long ago I had my first change. It was even less, obviously, it was even less long ago that I became a Cleith. It's Unicorn accepted me, so I'm a child of Gaia now. But there are still things I struggle to find the right way between being born a Get and being a child of Gaia now.
Well, let's see. The middle way is the way of balance. Balance between the instinct of the wolf mind and the logic of the human mind and the rage of the Gauru mind.
So how, well, I know maybe it's different for everyone, but how does one find this balance? How do I find this balance?
It's something you have to work for. It's my home sect begins early after our first change. The lupus learned to live as Muhammad, and the Hamid learned to live as the lupus. Mm-hmm. We learn the new mind and the state of the state of this new part of our soul that we've become aware of.
So I didn't get of that something the what I'm aware of.
This new part of our soul that we've just become aware of. It's always been there. We just never noticed it before we changed. It's buried so deep.
And
We
how
learn
not?
to channel our rage into combat. We look for our leaders to be wise above all else. We meditate. We practice martial arts, or some of us learn our tribe's martial art. We strive to be adaptable like water. Even though the unquenchable rage fire burns in our hearts,
I shall think. If I can, I want to control my rage better, especially as an Aryan. It's my rage is something that I'm I have a lot of, but maybe if I can control it, I don't know. Maybe well, I'll be a better child of Gaia. I mean, and like I said, Unicorn has already accepted me, but Unicorn, like, well, the child of Gaia, like your tribe, are tribes that look for peace, try to reach peace.
unicorn unicorn is a healer, a totem of mercy and life, I suspect. Chimera, Chimera is a totem of wisdom. Our tribes are not so different.
No, we have quite similar points. For a moment, I hesitated between finding the between joining the Children of Gaia or the Stargazers. In the end, I decided to follow Unicorn because, well, I'm not sure or I'm wise enough to be a Stargazer. I'm not sure I'm spiritual enough to be a Stargazer, but I I saw something in the way of mercy, of in the way of mercy that the child of Gaia have. That inspired me.
So instead of choosing the path of personal enlightenment, you chose the path of helping others.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear the last part of that sentence.
Instead of choosing the path of enlightenment, of personal enlightenment, you chose the path of aiding others.
Until not. Yeah. I mean, now that I think about it, really, maybe what I want can be found in, can be done by both your tribe with personal enlightenment and my tribe helping others. But what happened to me, and my brother, my brother was my mentor. He had always been there for me. Even before I had my first change, he protected me. And once I did have my first change, he was there to teach me everything about the guru ways. He had me under his wing. When I wasn't in carb training or at home in human school doing human stuff, and he wasn't in a mission, we were time. I met twins that didn't have the connection we had. I lost that, and I don't want that to happen to anybody else. And I don't want anybody else to go through what my brother had to go through.
That sounds more like something a child of Gaia would say than something a stargazer would say.
I'll smile.
A stargazer would say they lost that connection but found within themselves a deeper resolve to fight the worm. Or a deeper resolve to challenge the minions of the Weaver. Or they looked within and they saw their own rage and they quenched its fire through combat arts, through channeling, through meditation, so that they would not meet the same fate as their brother. I think only a child of Gaia would worry about others suffering the same fate. Others feeling that same loss.
Not. I mean, yeah. How I see what happened to my brother, and I talked to Jacob Raya about this, but what I see how I see what happened to my brother, or at least how I try to see it. It's not easy to see it like that every day, but it might be more what one of your tribes say. What a stargazer I might say. I see it as the day my brother turned to the worm, the day he became a black sparrow dancer. That day, my brother, the man I knew then, the Guru I knew then, strikes the gods, died, and instead a black sparrow dancer was born.
That is how I would describe what happened.
I'm not sure if I tell myself that because I really believe it, or I tell myself that because I know I'm going to have to face him one day. And when I think of everything my brother did for me, killing that man, it hurts.
But the fire that burns in your heart demands vengeance.
And he'll nod. He let it not be known that he's coming for me, that he'll be looking for me. So it's either me or him. And if it's me, he'll probably kill my kinfolk with me. I can't let that happen.
Well, we can't let innocent kinfolk be harmed in this, can we?
And he'll shake his head. No. We the war we are fighting is a difficult one. Some say it's one that, well, a lot of people say it's one we are losing. We can't afford to let, well, I mean, death will happen. Some will die, but we have to do everything we can, all of us, to make sure it doesn't happen, whether that's us or working folk. We can't let them die.
We will never win the war against the worm unless we first learn how to win the battle against the worm within ourselves.
And he'll think, because there's something I heard, a quote I once heard. Something like, if you destroy the enemy within, there is nothing to there's nothing to fear about the enemy without.
Similar principle. To put it another way, our rage was a beautiful gift, and the worm twisted it, tainted it. What used to be our greatest strength became the very thing that causes us to tear each other apart. Over the litany and pride and false ideals. My tribe suffers now with a lack of number. I do not think we could muster an army to fight the worm like any other tribe could. Because we are so caught up in denying ourselves pleasure or comfort or whatever desire we may want to give into, we don't breed.
No.
An all-out war against the worm bee would probably be the first to be eliminated. But at the same time, we are the tribe the metas come to when they are cast out of their own. Well, mine and yours, I suppose. How does your tribe see the metas?
I think, okay, even, well, all the tribes, even the bone noise, as much as some don't like to admit it, but all the tribes have serve a purpose to Gaia. All tribes are useful to Gaia. We already lost some tribes. We can't afford to lose any other.
May I share a story with you?
Sorry, what was that?
May I share a story with you?
Yep, hold on. Yes, I'd be delighted, actually.
This is an old story handed down from Hamid, mother to Hamid, child. But it is the truth of the story as the Garu know it. Eons ago, when the earth was still young, Luna herself came down from the sky, and the animal spirits fell prostrate before her. The fox offered grasses and grains. The beaver offered a shelter to sleep for the night. The birds offered the fruits of the trees. The rabbit had nothing to give that was not already given. So the rabbit offered its life to Luna. Please, Luna, he said. Take my life and cook my body. Eat my flesh and let it sustain you. And Luna smiled on the rabbit. Because the truth was, of all the gifts that had been given to her, none of them held the meaning of this little rabbit's sacrifice. So she placed the rabbit in the moon for all to look on and know its special place in the world. The rabbit is small and plentiful, but is enough of a meal that we all may sustain ourselves through its sacrifice.
It's a beautiful story, and one that is good to remember.
Do you understand why I told you that story?
Maybe not completely. I mean, I was talking about the older tribes being useful, all their tribes serving a purpose, even their bone knowers. And you told me a story about, well, the story you told me is goes to the same purpose of what I was saying. The rabbit sacrificed itself, the rat, and he'll think. I think what you're trying to tell me is that if it's going to serve a purpose, oh, I well, maybe a tribe's sacrifice could be useful to the nation, but I'm not sure. I mean,
That is
as much as I can, I would like all the tribes that are left to keep surviving.
that is one interpretation of the story. Another is that the smallest sacrifice, the smallest gift earnestly given, can have a world-changing effect. Like ripples on the surface of the water, or waves in the ocean when the earth shakes at the bottom of the sea, we feel it on the coast. We feel the earth rumble and the waves as they pound the shore, even though the place the shaking originated from is so far away from us. Even if the only thing you do is fight the battle that matters to you, it can change people.
Hold on. I see. Thank you. It's eye-opening. and he'll get up. I should get back to training and doing my rounds. The warder might get pissed if I lack around too much. But thank you for that talk,
You're welcome.
sincerely. And he'll do the proper Gary Living thing, take a few steps back before like waving and heading towards the training grounds once again.
Kailani will bow to him as he leaves and watch him go off toward the training ground.
And with that, I guess we can end the scene there. Thank you,
Yes.
thank you players for playing, and thank you watchers for watching.